Welcome back to JJW Outdoors. Justin here, and on today's video we're going to be going over these two tents. This one over here is my Battlebox tent. This is a one-person tent. This is my, and I'm not sure how to say this, Paria, whatever this is. It's P-A-R-I-A. It's Outdoor Products. It's Bryce 2P tent. Okay, this is a two-person tent. I just want to go over both these tents with you because I'm planning on going on a trip, which you may know where I'm heading off to. So we're going to South Manitou Island, going on a big trip. If you haven't watched my old videos on that, please go watch that. I actually did a pack dump and all the gear I'm bringing, minus my tents. So these are the two tents we're going to go over today. Battlebox and your Bryce two-person tent. Let's start off with this tent. As you just saw earlier, this tent is pretty fast, pretty easy to set up. This is the doorway right here in the front. You have a very nice zipper here, little Velcro piece, opens up just like that. You can pull this door back and you can tie it off right here if you would like to. There's the looks of it. Here's the inside. Again, you got a nice zipper right here and a very nice opening tent, which we will crawl inside of there in just a minute. As you can see, you got two stakeout points here. Comes around here, you got another one here. So there's lots of stuff I absolutely love about this tent. Couple back here, there, nice and easy, nice and simple. As you can see, Pierre has tons of room inside that tent. So there's the looks of this one. Now let's go over to the Battlebox. Okay, we got nice pull out there, couple attachments here. The doorway is actually here on the side on this one. So this one unzips like that, flap comes over like this, and then this one actually zips out this way and it unzips going up. So this one, the zipper pull isn't, sorry about the car noise, the zipper pull isn't near as good, but this one has a very small opening doorway. And as you can see, Pierre still does have a lot of room in there, but it's a lot smaller. But again, remember, this is a one-person tent versus a two-person tent. Okay, that's the doorway. Pretty small doorway compared to this one, but we do have some nice attachment points coming out here. Big, long attachment here in the back. Overall, I like the looks of both these tents. I think they look phenomenal. My only problem is I have a couple negatives actually about both of them. So let's get you back on the tripod and let's go over a couple things. This one, it's a two-person tent, which means it weighs 3 pounds, which is a pro and a negative, because, pro and a con, because 3 pounds is 3 pounds. It's pretty heavy. But for a two-person tent and what you get out of it, it's worth it, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. This one, it actually doesn't say. I'm going to have to weigh them both later. This one's a lot smaller. Obviously, it's a one-person tent. I still like it, but it's not near as good to me. Okay, here was my biggest pros and cons about these two tents. One pro about this tent versus this tent is that this one actually came with a footprint. So there's an extra piece of cloth that came with that goes at the bottom. Therefore, if you have some sharp stuff underneath it, it'll puncture that before it actually punctures the tent. Plus, it gives you another layer on the bottom for waterproofness. This one did not come with a footprint, so you just have your one piece of your tent right on the bottom, and that's it. Overall, they both stake out really well. As you can see, I can shake both of them, and they stay up, which is huge. So that's definitely a pro on both of them. This one, all these tie-out points are nice, but if you go down to the ground with them, they're really not doing anything. So I actually saved myself 4 stakes on this tent because I'm not really worried about doing this at all. Just staking these out. Now, if there's a tree next to me, sure, maybe I can pull it out, but you see, it's not giving me much more room. Same thing back here. It's not giving me much more room to just go out this way. Okay, they're both double wall tents, which means they have your actual bug screen, and then you also have your actual rain fly on the top. That's a pro for both. Double wall tents is actually really, really nice. These tent stakes came with strings attached to them. Very nice, makes them easy to pull out of the ground, easy to retrieve. This one did not. I actually tied my own little piece of paracord string on the end of this so I can pull them out of the ground easier. So that's definitely a pro and a con when it comes to that. You have a nice tent stake bag for this side, and you have a nice bag on here. And then you have your poles. They both come with repair kit, which is here. They come with, this one came with a real nice, actually, little bag with it. But let me get you a bit closer. This one came with one pole, one piece of cloth, actually a couple pieces, sorry, a couple pieces of cloth, glue, and your just a little brush they can put the glue on with. This is a nice repair kit. If any holes get in this, I can easily patch it up in the field. Super, super nice. I am very happy with that. This one came with your pole bag, your stake bag, and it came with your actual tent bag. So basically the same setup there. This one came with a nice strap that wraps around your tent before you put it in the bag. A lot of people just get rid of this or keep it at home, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. This one again came with a repair kit, which is just these two poles. That's it. No glue, no patching, no nothing with this one, which was very surprising to me, but just those, that's it. And it actually went in the stake bag. It actually wasn't in a separate bag. So I don't know if that's a pro or con for you, but for me, I would have liked some kind of a patch for the outside, same as this. Something you can put on with glue or a sticker or whatever. So yeah, there's some pros and cons. In the beginning, I struggled getting the tent poles out of this bag. So in other words, I couldn't get the poles out of the bag very well. This could have been just a little bit bigger of an opening. Would have been very nice. It has a long drawstring on it, so I'm surprised it doesn't open up more. But that was definitely a negative for me because it was hard to get the poles out of the bag itself. The stakes had tons of room in the stake bag. That was really nice. I still have the tag on this. I've only set this tent up a couple times. So it was actually very, very easy to set up, which was very impressive for me because this one, I struggled for a little bit. This one is a free standing tent. In other words, I don't have to have stakes on the bottom of this one. This one I do. I have to stake this one down before these poles will lift up. Otherwise they'll just fall on me and the tent will just not be a tent. This one you can just set up, move around wherever you would like. So yeah, that was definitely a pro. Like I said though, this is a brand new tent to me. I still have the tag on it. I've only set it up a couple times. So it was very, very fast, easy to set up. Putting it away, which you'll see later, this bag is a lot bigger than what the tent can be. So I don't have to roll it up as tight, which is very nice. So I can just roll it up real, real loose, throw it in the bag, and it works. And I love that a lot. This one, you definitely have to roll up really, really tight and be very precise with this one. Because as you're gonna see later, this right here rolls down like this, and then it latches. It doesn't roll down. The tent's too big, it only goes about there. That's it, just one little flap, and that's not enough room. So that is definitely a con on the packing it away. All right, let's get both these flies off really quick and I will show you kind of just the bug nets. Come here, Sweepy. Come here. Before I take the fly off, I want to show you the room I have on the inside. I have tons of room in here. This you can actually tie back here as well. Get it out of your way. This is the headspace. Obviously you have the the feeder in the back. I love it, tons of room. Nice thing is, I can sit up in here, I have tons of headroom, and it just works really nice. But a pro is these go out further, so I can keep my shoes in here, and then I flap this over, and I can zip it up. And it has plenty of room here for a backpack to sit. So I don't have to have all my stuff inside the tent with me. That's a very big pro for this tent. I absolutely love that. So here's just kind of the way this tent looks. I'm gonna get the top part off for you now and show you how much room I actually have. To do this, you pull the one stake here, the front, you pull the other front side here, that just gets rid of that. Now the nice thing about this one is you have your two stakes here on the side, which I'm gonna show you in a minute, but you have a buckle. So you don't need as many stakes because you have a buckle. Let me get you a bit closer and show you the buckle. Take a look at this. So this is actually a cinch buckle you have here. This just unclips and now it comes right off. Plus, you don't have to have the you don't have to have the bug net. You can just hook the rain fly up right to the footprint itself. Very, very cool. The sides have some nice adjustable strings. I have fallen in love with that so far. Only set this up a couple times though, but I do like that. Again, just unbuckle this one. Oh, before I take this off, this actually comes off like this, which is very, very cool. That allows you to undo this, but see how it buttons down? But this part put in here allows it to pop out for airflow. I love that feature, airflow. This one comes out here, and that unbuckles here, and comes out here. See how many stakes we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stakes to take off the rain fly, which honestly isn't too much considering how nice and easy this is. So now you can see what it looks like without that. Absolutely love the looks of this tent. Let's head over to this tent. So for this tent, this part here zips up. Again, I've noticed that this zipper is not near as well constructed as the other one, but for this one you gotta take out a few stakes as well. Again, I put these strings on here to get these out easier. There's 1, there's 2, here's 3, oh, wrong one, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11. That is a lot of stakes just to do this. Oh, I missed one. That's 12. 12 stakes just to do this. The looks of this is very, very nice. All right, now that those are off, let's talk about this tent for a minute. This tent doesn't have a lot of room. You got to really get down to get inside of this tent like this. There is no moving around. There is no anything. My shoulders are just a little ways away from both of these. I can't sit up. That's all I can do right there. My head is touching the top. The bug net does go this way, and you can take this string here and it will loop around just like the other one and pinch it. A big con that I have about this one is when I'm laying here at night, if I'm on the ground like this, is no big deal. If I have a 2-inch sleeping pad in here, this thing right here touches my forehead and it bugs me all night long. Okay, huge problem. I tied mine so it's smaller it works a lot better. But still, if you have a 2-inch pad inside of here, your forehead will hit that, and it's very annoying all night long. And you can't scoot down, you can't scoot up because you have no room. They're both fairly cheap tents, but this one I do not like near as much, especially the zipper. This zipper right here is not bad here, but trying to go this way, you have to put pressure here to go this way. And you gotta move real slow. If you move real fast, it gets bound up and it doesn't work near as well. That is a con about this as well, is I don't like that. That zipper is way better than this one is. I showed you on that one, you have a little flap that come out of here. This one you do not. You have like this much room, that's it. So your shoes really are like this. Otherwise, you don't have any room to put your shoes, so you either have to put your shoes in here with you or bring an extra tarp or something to put over it. That is a very negative between this one versus the other one. Okay, to get out of this one, I have to be on my knees and I'm touching the back. Then I can stand up. But if I have the fly on, I can't get in and out very easy because that fly stops you right here. Something I want to talk to you about really fast is, obviously you saw how fast and easy they are to set both of them up. This one is a 1-pole system. In other words, they all connect. There is no trying to figure out which pole goes where. That is one giant pole. This one is 2. Starts here, goes there, starts here, goes there. But there's no construction. So in other words, if I were to pull this stake here, if I were to pull that stake like that, this stake like this here will stay up if it goes this way because that's staked. But if wind goes this way, it falls down. So you can't just keep this up there because there's no pole in the middle. So that is a definitely negative about this tent, is you can't set it up anywhere that that you can't put stakes in the ground. So in other words, you have to be on grass. You really can't set this up in a very gravelly area because you have to be able to get stakes in the ground to set this up. These poles here come out like that and like this, and they just, you do have to feed them through here, which is a little bit of a pain, but to undo it isn't near as bad as to put them in there. But as you can see, I like to do this. Then it just, see how they just keep coming apart? That is very annoying. It takes a lot longer to undo. Another thing is, see that curve? It's harder to store these poles than the other one as well. But that is definitely a negative, I think. I like how that one just clips versus this one. But as you can see, the poles just came out of that. Pretty nice. This one here, pull your stakes. Pull your stake. Now, if it's a nice day out or a nice night, you can just set this up and with 4 stakes. That's what's nice if you don't need the rain fly. This one does like this, and this one goes like this, and then you got to feed this through. This side is smaller, so this pole isn't near as long as the other one. There's just a couple of them this one. But again, you have that really weird shape to it. So to get this in the bag is a little bit more difficult. You have to start at the corner. You gotta do one of these. And then you can kind of put them in like that. And then it's good. Now you do have lots of room, which is nice. But yeah, this goes in this bag very, very easy. But again, it's weird, awkward shape, so you gotta be careful how you store this. How I personally do it is I lay this out flat like this. I make sure I get all my stakes around. I take this here, I just lay it in the middle like that. I don't really worry about it too much. Throw the string on the top I don't try to lay that out flat, it doesn't really need it. And then I put that in the middle. I take all my stakes, try to get the dirt off of them as best you can. But I take all these stakes, which comes with a lot. Okay, this is definitely some weight right here. Put your stakes back in your bag, like that. I put the stakes on top. I put my poles here, okay? This is where I kind of just measure it to the poles, like this. And I kind of make it a little even, just like that. And then I come down here, try to match it, like this. And then, make that big flat go over. And then I just start rolling. And again, you gotta roll pretty tight on this. But putting your stakes in and your poles in the middle like that allows your poles to be safer versus trying to bend. Now this is where it gets a little trickier, especially trying to do it by yourself. This here, you have to really fit it perfectly. Like it's almost too big yet. Like I should have rolled that up tighter. This is definitely a con because this is hard to get this back in the bag by yourself. You just gotta shimmy it in there. There we go. And then once you get this far, like I said, this is a roll top. You only have half a roll and a little roll, that's it, to be able to clip this thing. That's not much protection for this not opening. But this is your tent right here. This I think is just kind of a waste of material, but this does connect there, pulls nice and tight, connects there. That is this tent. This tent, I will get weights later for it and put up on the screen for you. But overall, this one-person tent, I really haven't been impressed with. In fact, I have spent the night in this tent and my sleeping bag is too big. So my sleeping bag actually touches the sides and it gets soaking wet because of the condensation and stuff at night. So this tent is not my favorite anymore. Now it is light, it is small. This will fit in my backpack nice and easy for this upcoming trip. But let's talk about the other tent. Show you how that one works. This tent, so much easier to get into, and I can sit up like this. I gotta get this undone here. So I've only set this tent up a couple times. This tent went up very, very easy. I was very impressed with this tent, how fast and easy it actually went up. So that is definitely a pro. This here does this, and just like that, it's all closed up. The cool part about this is they're just clips. This just unclips, unclips, unclips. Now there's a lot of them, but it's worth it because look how fast and easy this comes down. Now, that is done, okay? That is it, just like that. Now there's something you can do to this one that you can't do with the other one because this one comes with a footprint. So here's your footprint is here, and the poles attach inside these little holes like this. So you can actually undo this from there, put it inside the other hole like this. Now I staked down the footprint. Something that I've noticed with this is trying to stake down both of them like this on the same stake. I don't know if the fabrics aren't lined up the same, but this one is definitely a little loose trying to stake it down on that. So as you can see, you can still have your structure up with this, with your footprint. Get that spider off of there. So that is very cool. So if it's nice out, you don't have to have this. You can actually just get rid of this, and now you have a super lightweight setup that not only can you just throw this thing back on, it's unzipped, I gotta find it, like this, but they both have buckles. So you find your buckle and you just snap your buckle back in here like this. So this is actually going to be a great tent for the fall when the mosquitoes aren't here. You can actually just use this setup just like this. It's nice because these do cinch quite nicely. But yeah, there you go. And then you just stake out your sides again with your stake. You stake this out, and now you can have this set up with just this. I love that. I absolutely love this feature so much. And then again, this just zips up like this, and then you just stake it out. What's cool is if you take all your stakes out of here, you take your 4 stakes out, say you don't like where it's at, you can just grab this whole thing and just move it. Just like that. Stake it back down. And if you don't like it here, you grab it and you can just move it. Just like that. I like the freestanding tent a lot. It's definitely something you can do with this one and not this one, sadly. So that's definitely a pro. You unclip. So like I was talking about earlier, is this is a 1-pole setup. So all these poles that are here are all connected together. Now when you set this one up, these ones are full red. The back side is a little bit smaller, and you actually have a silver one, and then it's all red. So that's just something to look at when setting this up. You kind of just match a color. Now the footprint doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all color-wise. There really is no front, there really is no back. Same with the other tent, there is no front, there is no back. The only difference is this big area is the doorway. That's how you look at it. Full red is the doorway, the one with the silver is the foot box area. It's really easy to undo. You take this pole out like this. Now it does flop on you, as you can see. These poles are very springy, like that. And then this, and when you take this one out, it just kind of flings on you. So just be aware of that, like that. So there's your footprint right here. And then you just take your pole, you start on one end, you just work your way through the middle. I keep the middle one attached, just like that. And then the rest of these just fold right up, just like this. And then you pop the middle one, go this way, pop the middle one, go this way. And then you do the exact same thing with this. Pop it off. Here's the silver one I was talking about versus all the red. That one is for the back of the tent. So here's the one con I had about this, is this bundle has both of these big triangle pieces on the one side. If they had one on this side and one on this side, I think it would fit a lot better. But you can't get it in this way. You have to go the poles down first and the triangle pieces on the top. I've tried, but you just kind of feed that on there like that. Once you get all your poles, it's real easy just to slide up to the first part. Then this part gets real tight. So you just kind of got to feed it, and you have to get it popped over that first. Once you get popped over, then it just tightens up and it's good to go. Now you just get your stake bag, gather up all your stakes, try to get off as much mud, dirt as you can. I'm not really worried about it right now. You take them, put them back in the bag that it comes with. Cinch it up. I love these little cinches. They work very, very nice. Again, this does come with this. That is to just wrap around the tent itself. I'm not bringing that on the trip. I'm actually gonna take that out, and then you have your bag. So now, me personally, only doing this a couple times. It's real easy to lay your footprint out the way it goes first, like this. Once your footprint is laid out, you take your bog screen, you lay it on top of the footprint, like that. And then you just take this, kind of throw it in the middle again, like that. Same on the other tent. I'm not worrying about this too much. I'm just gonna lay it there. I take the stakes and I take the poles, I put it in the middle, I fold this towards it, making sure I get the make sure I get the bottom with it. Fold, fold. There we go. And then fold the other side in. So now, you just take this and you basically roll it up to the size of the stakes and the poles. So the poles are actually longer. So then you just start rolling. Now again, this one doesn't have to be near as tight, but it makes it real easy just to do like this. You take this, you take the opening, just like so. Again, this is such a bigger opening. It makes it so much nicer. You just tuck it in like this. Tuck it in because it all moves. Just like that. You take this, you cinch it down like that, cinch it down, and you are ready to go. Now let's talk about pricing. This is the biggest difference between both of these tents. On the bottom, we have their Battlebox tent. That is going for $139.99. That is a lot for a one-person tent. Now on the top, we have our other tent that is going for $174.99. Whole lot better in price, especially for what you gain versus the two tents. So that is the biggest difference on both these tents, the price range. And which one do you like better? Let me know in the comments below. So there we go, everybody. That is the two tents that I'm going to be bringing on this trip. I am very excited about this trip coming up. I hope you are too. I'm going to be filming the entire thing. We're going to be getting some other people on the YouTube channel as well. It's going to be a blast and a fun time. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know which tent would you bring on this backpacking trip, because I know which one I'm going to bring, and it's going to be this two-person tent. I will see you out on the trail, everybody. The next video is going to be on the island itself. See ya.